Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Good evening and welcome to the GBN television news for Tuesday, November 2nd, 2021. Coming up in the news this evening, female customer causes ruckus at Foodland supermarket, prompting an early end to business today. G-Tau puts customers on alert that industrial action is looming over CIBC First Caribbean International Bank. Grenada records double figures of suspected suicides for 2021. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell challenges new political leader of the NDC, Deacon Mitchell, to declare his stance on COVID-19 vaccinations. Coming up in Around the Globe, Antigua and Barbuda to spearhead a new push for climate justice for small island developing states. Internationally, history is in the making as two women of color are competing for a mayor's seat in Boston, USA. And coming up in sports, South Africa beats Bangladesh by 6 wickets to strengthen their men's T20 World Cup semi-final hopes. The details of these and other stories are straight ahead. Stay with us.
Are you a small business and would like your business to grow? Do you have an event, products or services that people should know about? Be wise. Advertise. Book your spot on GBN Shopping Guide. Be part of Grenada's biggest advertising medium, the Grenada Broadcasting Network. Call our sales department now on 440-2446 or 440-3033 or GBN plus the number sign. Email us at sales@gbn.gd. Special conditions apply.
Thanks for joining us with the news in detail. I am Blossom Alexis-Welsh. Frequent shoppers were unable to engage in their normal activities at one of the popular supermarkets in the town of St. George's. Reports of a robbery among rumors surfaced on Tuesday afternoon, which prompted GBN to investigate. Gerard Joseph did the follow-up.
CEO of George F. Huggins, Anya Chow Chung, parent company of Foodland Supermarkets, first refuted reports of a robbery at one of their supermarket branches. She, however, confirmed to GBN News that the abrupt closure of the Market Square branch on Tuesday was as a result of a ruckus created by an irate customer. According to Mrs. Chow Chung, the customer laid complaints of unsanitary-like conditions within and outside of the supermarket and engaged in a quarrel with the management of the supermarket. The CEO admitted to GBN that there is some truth to the complaints and they are working feverishly to address the issues, thus the rationale for the closure. She points to the age of the building and resistance from the tenant to conduct the necessary repairs as factors that have led to the issue. Citing the importance of protecting the livelihoods of employees, Mrs. Chow Chung says the supermarket may be closed on Wednesday to accommodate the repairs. She notes that to avoid such situations in the future, they are working towards moving to a new location. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
The Grenada Technical and Allied Workers Union has issued a news release advising customers of CIBC First Caribbean International Bank and the general public that the bank seems intent on creating conditions for a serious industrial struggle before it departs from Grenada. Following the announcement of CIBC-FCIB sale to Grenada Cooperative Bank, the union says it wrote seeking to address matters of urgent concern to the workers. These matters include the right of the workers to elect to be transferred to Cooperative Bank or elect to be terminated and receive severance payment. It also includes retroactive overtime payment owed to the workers for being illegally scheduled to work beyond the normal workday. The demand also includes salary increases and other matters related to the collective labor agreement for the period 2019 to 2021. Tao says CIBC-FCIB has refused to attend a rescheduled conciliation meeting set by the Labor Commissioner for today. The union says it held a very successful meeting with the workers of the bank, and they have all given their commitment to engage in any necessary action to protect and secure their rights and benefits. GBN News team made efforts to reach a member of FCIBC management on Tuesday afternoon, but were unsuccessful. In other news, people are questioning the cause of death of approximately 15 Grenadians who have died through suspected suicide for 2021. Some say it may be a result of depression or stress or other social issues they find difficult to express. Monday saw another such loss as police confirmed the death of a 29-year-old male from Clogy, St. John.
So what I can confirm at this time is that we are presently looking into the circumstances that led to the death of a 29-year-old resident of Clogy, St. John. It is suspected to be a suicide, and we are still in the preliminary phases of the investigation. And once a conclusion is reached, we will provide an update.
That was Corporal Cordina McLean of the Community Relations Department of the Royal Grenada Police Force. The last suspected suicide occurred 3 weeks ago when a 17-year-old male was discovered hanging at his home by a close relative in the parish of St. George. So far for the year, the number of suspected cases has reached double figures, most of which remain under investigation. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell, in making his contribution to the resolution to extend the state of emergency, says he believes not enough leaders in Grenada are making their voices heard on vaccination. Dr. Mitchell says to counteract the misinformation being spread while benefiting businesses and productivity, he is urging leaders of all sectors to speak up on the issue. The Prime Minister also made a suggestive call through opposition leader Tobias Clement to the newly elected political leader of the National Democratic Congress, Deacon Mitchell, to make his stance publicly known.
You know, Mr. Speaker, this thing about leadership talk came up in the last parliament, and I sit here and I just smile and I laugh. Because when it was time to lead, especially with this NNP government now, my question is, where were they?
In responding to opposition leader Tobias Clement in what he called weakness in leadership in terms of vaccination, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell had this advice for his colleague MP.
I suggest that he speaks to that leader about his position on vaccination, and that he makes a statement to that effect. That's where I think that is strength. That is strength. You come in with new leadership, new vision.
Clement had announced his alignment with the National Democratic Congress in August, and during the party's convention on Sunday, Deacon Mitchell was elected political leader.
37 years in this ball game taught me a lot of lessons. Some people have learned some serious lessons about politics. They would learn. They would learn. It might be easy to buy a political party, but it's not easy to buy the people of Grenada, Let's get it right. That one difficult. This coming election campaign will be most likely my last. Not most likely, it will be. But it might be the most interesting and fascinating one for the member for St. George's Northwest.
As chairman of the OECS, Dr. Mitchell says an informed legal opinion on mandating vaccination has already pointed to it not being a legal issue.
And regionally, internationally, every case that goes to court with workers looking at overturning mandatory vaccination has been lost. In other words, there's no issue, no point going to court anywhere and saying that vaccination is illegal and they cannot force you. Mr. Speaker, that is clear.
However, the Prime Minister notes that government believes garnering positive results in terms of vaccination numbers can be achieved without mandating vaccination.
By going to Parliament and mandating people to vaccinate, you get more resistance and less vaccination. You achieve your objective. Now you are power. And the big man can pass laws. But the fella sit down and he said, oh, let him pass the laws. We heard him. And sometimes you get more resistance.
I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
Meanwhile, the state of emergency is now officially being extended, pending the sitting of the Senate scheduled for Thursday and subsequently published in the Gazette. Another 6 months is the time frame which will give witness to a full year in which Grenada undergoes such a period. Here's Gerard Joseph once again with that story.
May 1st, 2022 will be the new date for the state of emergency for Grenada to end. November 20th was the previous deadline under the resolution passed on May 21st, and Leader of Government Business Gregory Bowen expounds that this extension is pivotal to ensuring citizens are protected against COVID-19. According to Bowen, the extension gives legal teeth to the regulations currently in place as the country continues to tackle the effects of the COVID-19 pandemic.
They will tell you why we should not drop our guards and why we should always be on the lookout. What the world has to offer. What is the trait of this virus? So, Mr. Speaker, without going much into their contribution, I will recommend this motion for approval by the majority of the House of Representatives.
Health Minister Nicholas Steele, addressing the critics of the state of emergency extension, points to 198 deaths and 5,850 recorded cases.
That we understood and still understand that it will find any and every way to enter our borders, as it has done with every single country in the world. There is not a single country with length of quarantine, shortness of quarantine, number of tests, armed forces, GDP per capita, health systems, not a single country.
Still credits the low positivity ratio that is now being witnessed to people and their sacrifice.
We chose to allow and give up some of our constitutional rights because we saw it necessary for the better good. We as a people, we said we would stay home. We would not come out on weekends. We said we would go home. We followed, and therefore we benefited.
However, he cautions against complacency while noting that government expects restrictions to ease once vaccinations continue locally and internationally. Opposition leader Tobias Clement also rose in support of the extension while calling on the nation to become vaccinated.
My contention with these numbers, Mr. Speaker, 5,850, that is what was just reported. It must be more than that. And if you extrapolate the numbers to the percent between 1.5 to 2%, that would take you around 10,000 to 13,000 people with COVID-19.
The resolution, which first tabled the state of emergency extension to end on May 27, 2022, was amended to May 1st, 2022. I am Gerard Joseph for GBN News.
This is GBN Primetime Edition of News. Coming up, outspoken pastor calls out young men on their attitude towards work. Stay with us.
There's a reason we have been here to serve you for the past 40 years. A reason we have continued to grow. A reason we have continued to celebrate. That reason is you. We have been here to help you plan for your future and here to help you celebrate your achievements. We continue to be here, even when the future seems unclear. Because one thing is certain, you're the reason we care.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you. let you come first. Save energy, save a dime. We choose your wattage and we choose your time. When you use appliances, make sure you buy energy efficient every time. Spare your pocket, spare the earth. Always act when let you come first. Spare your pocket, spare the earth. Always act when let you come first.
Beep disinfectant spray is certified by a U.S. EPA compliant lab to kill the coronavirus that causes COVID-19. Beep disinfectant spray is now available in a convenient travel size can that travels everywhere with you. Beep for a happy, healthy home.
Ridgeway Residences, a modern, exclusive residential community offered by Ariza. Purchase one of our completely built houses or let us build for you by simply choosing your lot, choosing your home design from our selection, and let us do the rest. Owning a home does not have to be a frustrating process. For more information, contact Ariza Credit Union on 415-0994 or send us an email on info@ridgewayresidences.gd. Ridgeway Residences, hassle-free home ownership.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform? Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. Delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank. Republic Bank remains committed to providing all its valued customers with high quality and personalized service in a safe and comfortable environment. In order to maintain COVID-19 protocols while serving you, it has become necessary to arrange an appointment with your relationship officer or the customer service representative at your branch for the following products and services: loans, overdrafts, credit cards, new accounts to include savings, checking, certificate of deposit, and foreign currency, reactivation of dormant accounts, and private banking for existing customers only. You may also log on to our website, complete the application form for the service required, and submit via email to your specific branch. Requests for appointment can also be emailed to customerservice@republicgrenada.com or via private message on our Facebook page. For private banking service, kindly contact your specific branch via telephone. We look forward to welcoming you.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back to the news. This is a good time to start adjusting your wedding plans or anniversary ceremonies, as government on Tuesday adjusted the Public Health Regulations 2021. The changes also gives a little more inclusion for families preparing to put their loved ones to rest. Chrislina John has the latest update.
This is a good time to start expanding wedding plans or anniversary ceremonies, as government a few hours ago adjusted the Public Health COVID-19 Amendment Regulations 2021. The changes also give a little more inclusion for families preparing to put their loved ones to rest. With the changes now, all businesses, establishments, and offices may commence, continue, or resume their business operations, except the businesses, establishments, and offices, as may be prescribed from time to time by order by the minister. A person may host or attend any event or gathering of any description, hosting no more than 75 persons if the venue can accommodate the number of persons in compliance with the physical distancing protocol in accordance with Regulation 5. A funeral hosting no more than the number of persons that the venue can accommodate in compliance with the physical distancing protocol in Regulation 5. Or a wedding hosting no more than the number of persons that the venue can accommodate in compliance with the physical distancing protocol in Regulations 5. The minister may, in consultation with the Chief Medical Officer for the purpose of preventing, protecting against, delaying, or otherwise controlling the incidence of transmission of coronavirus, or facilitating the most appropriate deployment of medical or emergency personnel and resources by order published in the Gazette prohibit or impose requirement or restrictions in relation to the holding of an event or gathering. Christina John, GBN News.
Minister of Health Nicholas Steele impresses that the success of healthcare is difficult to measure, noting that it is easier to measure failure via the deaths and number of cases recorded. Minister Steele was addressing the issue as the extension of the state of emergency to May 1st, 2022 was being debated in the House of Representatives on Tuesday. There were 5,850 lives saved in Grenada, says Minister Steele, after which restrictions were able to be eased and borders reopened as officials have the ability to react and respond to the pandemic.
That's a testimony to the strength of the health team. That's a testimony to the time we took to restrict the travel earlier in the first iteration of this, of doing the unthinkable, of even preventing our own Grenadians from coming home for a while so that we could strengthen our health system, and then allowing. And then allowing more, then easing more, then easing more, then easing more. But then when we get attacked, we know that we can react and we can deal with it. And now we are in a period after that, and let's see how we can move forward. Let's see how we can live with COVID.
Though mourning the loss of loved ones, Minister Steele says the nation can now move forward and enjoy Christmas in relative safety. With unemployment at an all-time high in the country, is part of that reason a lack of interest in doing certain jobs? This is just one of the issues that one pastor brought to the fore as he addressed some societal issues he wants to see addressed.
The children of Israel had a mind to work. Nehemiah chapter 3, verse 6. Many Grenadians do not have a mind to work, especially the young men. All you're lazy.
No stranger to speaking his mind, pastor of the St. George's Baptist Church, Stanford Simon, addressed his congregation on Sunday, tackling issues among the young male population and the role of men in society as leaders. The statement may be considered offensive to some, as he termed young men as simply lazy.
A lot of young men turning homosexuals. A lot of them. And some of you are married, you're covering it with marriage. And some of you mothers are responsible too, I tell you, Them children, them boys in the house, all they do is just playing on computer, playing games, doing things. And I'll send them outside to get sheep and I'll go to the pig, give them something to do. Give them a piece of land in the back and tell them they have to make some bed and plant tomato and something to do. Their fingernail nice, and they'll behave like some woman.
He extended his net of criticism to encircle a larger section of the workforce.
Work ethics that people want to arrive and work 8:30 or 8:15 and it's okay. That's not right. When 4:30, especially some of you in the ministry, when 4:30, or you're packing up all your bag and walking. When 3:30, sorry. I wish for 4:30, sorry. When 3:30, or you pack at 3 o'clock, not 3 o'clock. You go in there, well, you come tomorrow. The bag, you know the bag, and they're ready to go. How will this country progress? How will we develop if we're not willing to work? If we're not willing to put in the hours that we are paid for?
Men had their share of responsibility served to them.
I'm saying that has to change. We too are responsible for where the societies and you men, you're having like a ram goat, woman day, children everywhere. What happens? These young men have no father figures in the home. You are responsible. Every one of us as men, we are responsible for where the societies, we have created the problem in many ways. We're not taking leadership. And when the woman stick up she head and she lead, you're complaining about she leading, because if she do it, all of us are dead. We die.
Pastor Simon stressed the importance of parents setting good examples for their children to follow. Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
Pastor Simon, during that same service on Sunday and broadcast in GBN's News on Monday, tackled the issue of leadership, boldly calling on Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell to find a successor. And now let's take a peek through the GBN eyesore lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN eyesore is brought to you by Clear Vision.
Life is beautiful if only you can see it. Clear Vision Eye Center helps you do just that. We provide expert service, classy eyewear, and cutting-edge technology, all with a quality customer experience. See better, feel better, and look better. Meet us today at clearvisiongrenada.com or call 444-0055, WhatsApp 409-0055, or follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Clear Vision Eye Center. Let's see life and the world with a clear vision.
Our citizen journalist wants to raise awareness of illegal dumping of construction and demolition waste in the Constantine St. George's area. Our eyesore reporter says trucks regularly stop in the area and dump their waste. Our citizen journalist added that when waste is brought in such large amounts to this area, it poses substantial or potential threats to public health and the environment. We thank our eyesore reporter for this submission. Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
And still to come, Grenada welcomes the return of Air Canada service after a 1-year absence. This is GBN Primetime News.
Effective Monday, November 1st, the St. George's branch of CGI, Consumers Guarantee Insurance Company Limited, will be moving to its new location at Steele's Commercial Complex, Grand Anse, St. George's. Our telephone and fax numbers will remain the same, 440-0217 and 440-6447. We apologize for any inconvenience caused by this relocation, and we look forward to serving you.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
Introducing YouTube and TikTok to the Digicel Prime Bundle. Now get 1 GB daily to enjoy more YouTube. Plus 1 GB daily to like more TikTok videos. It's simply more entertainment bundled together. Get a 7-day bundle for $35 in My Digicel. More apps, more data, more fun. Digicel, better together.
Looking for a professional team offering around-the-clock, private and confidential nursing, medical care, and aid services? Then look no further. Nurses Care Grenada is a fully certified, insured, and licensed healthcare facility committed to the reduction and eventual elimination of healthcare disparities affecting the nation. Our registered nurses will visit you at your home, assess your condition, and provide the required treatment under the directive of a doctor. So why worry when there's Nurses Care Grenada? Give us a call, 406-3928. Nurses Care, reliable, trusted professionals we can all depend on.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Across Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique, Flow has been the leading telecommunications provider for decades. As we continue to work for you, we are modernizing our fixed network and transitioning all customers to our latest technology by the end of 2021. The new network offers customers faster speeds, better quality, and a more reliable service experience with faster fault detection and repair time. Upgrading to the new network is free. Just visit any of our retail outlets. Look out for sales agents in your community. Call our virtual store at 444-3569 or send us a text via WhatsApp at 407-3569. Remember, as we transition to our new network, we are simultaneously shutting down our older network. To avoid service interruption, arrange to make your move to the new network as soon as possible. Flow, committed to connecting our communities.
Welcome back. In her address on the occasion of Child Month 2021, Governor General Dame Cecile Lagrenade calls for particular attention to be placed on nurturing children, especially at this critical period. Chrislina John tells us more.
Governor General Dame Cecile Lagrenade officially declared Child Month November 1st, 2021 opened. Celebration of Child Month usually takes place in October. However, due to the COVID-19 pandemic and increased cases in recent months, had to be moved to November this year. The theme for the 2021 Child Month is Children's Care and Education Matter. Let children grow, glow, and flourish. Dame Cecile said the theme is very appropriate in our present environment as it underscores the constant demand to nurture our children at a time when parents themselves face daunting challenges. Our education system is under considerable strain and our health is threatened by COVID-19 pandemic.
The social and economic impact of the loss of more than one academic year for our youth is yet to be determined, but will most certainly be negative if we, the adults charged with raising our children, do not go the extra mile in terms of our commitment, attitudes, approaches, and teaching methods in an attempt to offset the deleterious effects of this loss of precious and irretrievable learning time.
The Governor General noted effective childcare programs are therefore critical to ensure that children are nurtured and cared for, while enabling parents, particularly women, to take advantage of opportunities for advancement. Grenada has been recognized for the progress made in early childhood education and is one of the leading countries in the OECS in this area of education. Dame Cecile said Grenada has been instrumental in both setting and enforcing standards.
Over the years, Grenada has taken major steps to implement policies and initiatives to support the development and care of children. This reflects recognition of the fact that our children are our most important asset as they represent the future of our nation. The education and learning experiences of children chart the course for their future, beginning at a very early age.
Children, too, she highlighted, do need a psychosocial support which addresses an individual's emotional, social, mental, and spiritual needs. She encourages parents and teachers alike to speak and listen to children. Christina John, GBN News.
Air Canada has resumed services to Grenada effective Sunday, the first time in a year. Rena Perry-Thomas reports.
Air Canada Flight 1066, a Boeing 737 MAX 8, touched down at 2:55 p.m. Captain John Metropolis and 169 passengers were warmly greeted by Grenada Tourism Authority CEO Petra Roach, Marketing Executive Ria Godwin, and Shania St. Bernard, and the Plus 18 Remedy Stillpan Music. The pilot and crew was presented with a coffee table book, Grenada Heritage, a pictorial journey through place and time, and a selection of locally made chocolates. Passengers were gifted tote bags that included a collection of authentic Grenadian goods. To stimulate demand for the twice-weekly flights from Toronto on Sunday and Wednesdays, the GTA has embarked on an aggressive marketing campaign employing traditional digital and social media tactics in the Canadian market with Air Canada and the Travel Syndicate Travel Band. The Air Canada campaign will include, but is not limited to, digital activations on their Facebook page and the Weather Network, as well as a credit of 5,000 aeroplane miles for each passenger booking the destination during the 3-week campaign. GTA CEO Petra Roach said Canadians are eager to travel, and we anticipate that there will be a surge in international trips during the winter period, particularly to warm weather destinations.
Today we're here at the Maurice Bishop International Airport welcoming the return of the Air Canada flight from Toronto. We had 169 passengers on board today, and that flight will be coming in both on Wednesdays and Sundays. As you know, the Canadian market is a really important one for us. It's actually the third largest, and we had the largest number of visitors from that market in 2019, where we welcomed almost 18,000, which represented 11% of our overall numbers for that year. So we're really excited about this return.
We therefore need to be visible in the marketplace to take advantage of this pent-up demand and position Grenada as the ideal destination for Canadians seeking an escape from frigid temperatures to holiday in an authentic destination.
We know that this market can bring good, strong economic benefit to the country. We're also engaging in a program to get those older people who are looking for new homes, new winter homes, to come into Grenada. Obviously, they come and stay rather than for the 8 to 9 days, they stay for about 4 to 5 months. And so they're a really important market segment for us to grow. But at the same time, we want to remind our visitors that we have strict protocols that must be adhered to. So always mask up, always sanitize, and maintain your social distancing.
For GBN News, I am Rena Perry-Thomas reporting.
The Grenada Union of Teachers Credit Union said its relocation from the Lamaki complex to Excel Plaza reinforces its commitment to providing improved services to members and stakeholders. We get more from Cherry and Blackman Stephen.
The Grenada Union of Teachers Credit Union earlier this week announced a major office move from its location at the Limaki complex to its new accommodations at the Excel Plaza in Grand Anse. President of the credit union, Ms. Jocelyn Augustus Latouche, said the new branch location will provide a more convenient and comfortable atmosphere with an enhanced member experience.
Ladies and gentlemen, the credit union is continuing to improve on facilities and enhance better service for our members. Improvements like this is expected throughout at all our branches. And coming soon, we'll have the big announcement that we will be relocated to our main headquarters in St. George's.
President of the Grenada Cooperative League, Randy Boyd Cadet, encouraged members to continue serving their customers with pride.
There is a clear demonstration, and I dare say a testimony, that this credit union places the importance of people, its staff and members very high on its priority list. So, as you prepare to welcome members and prospective members to your new Grand Anse home, I urge you to continue to deliver excellent customer service. I encourage you to do all that is necessary to lift the profile of the GUT Credit Union and also the credit union sector. Do enjoy and take good care of your working environment, while at the same time remain true to your vision and mission statements and also to your core values. I say to you, let the members feel a sense of pride and satisfaction whenever they walk into these doors. The journey with you and your motto, because this is indeed the place where they belong.
GUT's General Manager Ritisha Smith-Boyd said the move represents another significant milestone for the GUT.
We have grown over the years. We have had increased demand from our membership. We want to offer better service and with a more convenient location. So this new location offers more parking. It is convenient, accessible, better accommodation and facilities so that our staff and membership would be more comfortable. We have an array of loan products to meet our members' needs. One of the mandates of the credit union is to develop the financial literacy of our membership, and one of the tenets is to encourage persons to save. So we have quite a few savings products as well. We also will be offering very soon our upgraded debit card to allow you to do a number of transactions as well.
The Grenada Union of Teachers Cooperative Credit Union is one of the largest credit unions in Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. Gifts were presented to the first two customers entering the new office. Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
Stay with us. The weather report and forecast is up next, followed by sports and our probe around the globe.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today. Are you looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements, or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 for 18-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Feed babies well after an emergency or disaster. Infants 6 months and older need clean, safe, complementary foods along with breast milk to meet their nutrient needs. Continue to breastfeed while gradually introducing foods one at a time from various food groups. A message from the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council in collaboration with the Ministry of Health with support from the Pan American Health Organization.
Let's take a look at tonight's weather report and forecast. The minimum temperature is expected to be 25.5 degrees Celsius. The weather is expected to be partly cloudy with the possible isolated showers, improving as the night progresses. Winds are expected to be east-northeasterly to easterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas slight to moderate with waves 3 to 5 feet in open waters. Tides will be low at 8:30 p.m. and high at 3 a.m. Looking ahead to Wednesday, sunrise will be at 1 minute after 6 a.m. and sunset 5:42 p.m. Generally fair and breezy conditions are expected, increasing in cloudiness overnight with a few brief to widely scattered early morning showers. Then on Thursday, sunrise will once again be 6:01 a.m., sunset 5:42 p.m. Generally fair and breezy conditions expected, becoming partly cloudy at times with a few brief showers, increasing in cloudiness overnight with a few brief to widely scattered showers. And looking further ahead to Friday, sunrise 6:01 a.m., sunset 5:42 p.m. Partly cloudy to occasionally cloudy and breezy conditions are expected with a few brief to widely scattered showers, improving overnight. And that's it for tonight's weather report and forecast. Stay tuned. Sports is up next. Good evening, sporting fans. We bowl off with the latest cricket news. Defending 163 runs, England bowlers clicked in unison to bowl out Sri Lanka for 137 in 19 overs to register a comprehensive 26-run victory in Sharjah. Sent into bat, Butler and Morgan added 112 runs to guide England to 163 for 4 against Sri Lanka. England is virtually through to the semi-finals with the win.
England was sent into bat against a Sri Lankan team needing to win this encounter to stay alive in the tournament. They got the start they were looking for, with Hasaranga De Silva removing Jason Roy. They were 2 down for 34 when David Malan was bowled by Chamera.
Is out. Skiddy, low, Malan with high hands, it goes under the bat, and Sri Lanka have their second.
And the removal of Johnny Bairstow meant Sri Lanka were on top, with 35 on the board. They had the group leaders at one stage on 45 for 3 after 10 overs. However, that's when Josh Butler took over.
Oh, not as good as that. It is clean from Butler.
He partnered with Ian Morgan, who made 40 to revive their innings.
Pulls into the stand. That's the longer side.
Morgan got out with the score on 147, and by then they had already surpassed their estimated total.
Morgan, the left-hander, on.
Butler did the honors of hitting the final ball for 6 as he picked up his T20 ton, and they reached 163 for 4.
First international T20 100.
In reply, the Sri Lankans made their intentions clear as they tried to capitalize on the power play, but Patham Nasanka would not be part of that attack. Kusal Pereira added 7 runs to that cause, but that's as far as he would go. They, like England, were 3 down. Sri Lanka continued to lose wickets with the score on 57 and 76.
Yes! It is.
However, they were always in the hunt, and a partnership between Dasan Shanaka and De Silva promised to turn the match in their favor. A brilliant catch on the boundary to remove De Silva changed the match in the favor of England, and Sri Lanka's hopes went downhill from there.
He's out. Excellent work. Mid-off and extra cover. Who is it?
Moeen Ali, Adil Rashid and Chris Jordan each finished with 2 wickets as Sri Lanka's batsmen choked in the death as they were stopped on 137 off 20 overs. England winning by 26 runs and virtually through to the next round with 8 points. The Windies will be hoping to revive their chances of being the other team to qualify when they meet Sri Lanka on Thursday. Sergio Dufour, TV6 Sport.
Meanwhile, South Africa triumphed over Bangladesh by 6 wickets to strengthen their men's T20 World Cup semi-final hopes. A dismal Bangladesh were bowled out for 84 with 10 balls to spare, having earlier stumbled to 24 for 3 and 45 for 6. South Africa slipped to 33 for 3 to give Bangladesh hope before an unbeaten 31 from captain Themba Bavuma saw the Proteas home with 39 balls left. South Africa are second in Group 1 behind England, with the top 2 teams qualifying for the knockout stages. Third-placed Australia are also in contention for the semi-finals, but the Proteas have a superior net run rate after the convincing win over Bangladesh. The defeat eliminates Bangladesh, who face Australia on Thursday, while South Africa play England in their final group game on Saturday. And finally, in netball, history will be made at the 2023 Central American and Caribbean Games, CAC, scheduled to take place in San Salvador, where the sport of netball will be contested for the very first time, thanks to the advocacy of the Jamaica Olympic Association. An established sport in English-speaking regional territories and now a staple on the sporting agenda of several Spanish-speaking countries, Secretary General and CEO of the Jamaica Olympic Association, Ryan Foster, was never in doubt that the sport would transition. As the number of Olympic sports on the agenda for multi-sport games increases, the need for a non-Olympic sport to ensure that it is first to market becomes increasingly critical for entry to such events as the CAC Games. And that's the sports news for now. Stay with us. Global developments are up next. And now let's take a look at what's happening regionally. In Guyana, there is a renewed call for corruption to be exposed in the Guyana police force. Let's get the details from Travis Chase.
With an increasing number of allegations of internal corruption in the Guyana police force, which perhaps have led to dwindling morale among some police ranks, there is a new charge for ranks to expose corruption. Speaking at the inaugural Integrity Policing Symposium hosted on Saturday at the Arthur Chung Conference Center at Lilliendal was Prime Minister Mark Phillips.
When you see they do something wrong, you have to report it. You have to investigate it. Not cover up. Covering up is a culture that will lead to the failure of any organization. We have to expose corruption.
Mr. Phillips, who is performing the duties of president, said that it is time that the Guyana police force create a no-nonsense climate with a focus on integrity.
A climate where integrity is placed very high. And if you're going to have integrity on a pedestal, it means that you have to lead.
The retired brigadier and former chief of staff of the Ghana Defense Force warned that there will be instances when they will be tempted to yield to temptation, but cautioned that integrity should take precedence.
Integrity, your integrity, will determine how you handle issues of corruption.
The Prime Minister recommended that every member of the Guyana Police Force be provided with a booklet containing the values and standards of the Guyana Police Force.
So you have to be well informed. You must know the SOPs, right? You must know the regulations if you're going to lead. And you must have integrity.
Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
Meanwhile, Antigua's Prime Minister Gaston Brown has reaffirmed the country is to spearhead a new push for climate justice for small island developing states at a major climate summit which commenced on Sunday, October 31st. The head of government, who is also the chairman of the Alliance of Small Island States, says compensation could be sought from the world's largest polluters if other means fail. Let's get the details in this report.
In terms of loss and damage too, that there should be a well-established mechanism for loss and damage to compensate small states whenever their economies, their buildings and infrastructure are decimated by these climate events.
The nation's leader says, however, there's been no serious commitment from the group of 20 or G20 industrialized countries. He explains, Antigua and Barbuda will pursue this issue to establish a small island developing states commission on climate and international law,
in which we will invite at least one country to form the commission in Glasgow. Thereafter, other states will be invited to join. But in essence, what we intend to do is to litigate the issue of loss and damage in the international courts.
The nation's leader explains SIDS shouldn't continue to depend on charitable gifts from these countries.
And the principle here is that he who injures must provide some form of restitution. I mean, they should have a legal obligation to pay where there is climate damage to these small, vulnerable states.
He says this requirement is seen in the context that SIDS aren't major polluters since their emissions are low, while industrialized countries have been benefiting financially from the burning of fossil fuels.
They have generated trillions of dollars in profits. And in the Caribbean and in the Pacific and Indian Oceans, these small islands, they have to suffer the consequences and they have to borrow to repair damaged economy, damaged infrastructure, damaged buildings. And this is just a recurring decimal.
Prime Minister Brown says SIDS have been agitating and pushing the international community for the past 3 decades to increase funding and reduce emissions, which he doesn't see happening unless legal action is taken.
And now let's move internationally. Boston is one of the oldest cities in the United States and is poised to make history this month, with 2 women of color competing for a mayor seat that has been won by white men for the last 200 years. City councilors Michelle Wu and Anissa Asabi are running for mayor, and whoever wins will be the first female elected to run the city. Let's get more in this report.
In Boston's Chinatown, Michelle Wu, a child of Taiwanese immigrants, made the case for a greener, more inclusive city.
This is about the future of Boston and making sure that we are meeting the moment with bold, fearless leadership that includes every single one of our families, every single one of our communities.
Her opponent is also a first-generation American. Anissa Asabi George is the daughter of immigrants from Tunisia and Poland. And like Wu, she's a Democrat who's served on the city council.
I'm going to vote for Michelle.
This city, known as the birthplace of the American Revolution, hasn't elected a Republican to run it in almost 100 years. And it's never elected a woman or a person of color.
No matter which candidate wins, the mayor's race marks an historic first for Boston, but it also represents divisions in the Democratic Party, both here and nationwide.
The city has a long history of racial tension, and 1/4 of its population is African American. There were 3 black candidates on the primary ballot, but none made it into Tuesday's runoff, a fact that's led to recriminations among some Boston Democrats.
Over the course of this campaign, I've made a few promises that I'm able to keep. This work is too important to simply do behind a podium at City Hall. It has to be done in community.
Wu has the support of Senator Elizabeth Warren and others from the most liberal wing of the party, but she's also caught the attention of some special interest groups who've been spending money to defeat her.
Her victory would be interpreted as part of that movement, and the question is whether these traditional interests are going to fight back against what they might perceive as a too progressive agenda on things like climate and transportation and development, etc.
Still, Democrats can't lose in a race that shows how dramatically the city has changed. Kristen Salumi, Al Jazeera, Boston.
And that's it for regional and international developments. Stay with us. A recap of the headlines is next. Taking a look at what made the news tonight, female customer causes ruckus at Foodland Market Square, prompting an early end to business today. G Tao puts customers on alert that industrial action is looming over CIBC First Caribbean International Bank. Grenada records double figures of suspected suicides for 2021. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell challenges newly elected political leader of the NDC, Deacon Mitchell, to declare his stance on COVID-19 vaccination. In around the globe, Antigua and Barbuda to spearhead a new push for climate justice for small island developing states. And internationally, history is in the making as 2 women of color are competing for a mayor's seat in Boston, USA. In sports, South Africa beats Bangladesh by 6 wickets to strengthen their men's T20 World Cup semi-final hopes. That's the end of the GBN Nightly News for today, Tuesday, November 2nd, 2021. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at www.gbn.gd or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I am Blossom Alexis-Welsh on behalf of the entire news team. Enjoy the rest of your night.